Hey, what's going on, everybody? We have the video and everything. There's a lot of stuff going on. You know, so I feel like I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go over some stuff. I'm joined here by Attorney Michelle. Um, some stuff, and we're going to be talking about what's happening. Pretty much what's going to be going on from this day forward, especially with the country and the nation at hand. This is a very serious matter. Um, this is a very serious matter of stuff that's happening, especially for a lot of people. Um, especially for a lot of people. I don't think a lot. I don't think a lot of people understand the uh, the heightened ramifications of what's about to happen. Uh, and this is pretty big, Michelle. This is a big. This is the 2021 MAGA the MAGA manhunt.
Yep.
And it's fair to call it. It's fair to call it a manhunt.
I mean, literally, what happened was we sent Donald Trump to Washington, D.C. because we wanted to drain the swamp in corruption. Guess what? The swamp fought back. So now any calls to end corruption in government can now be called sedition, undermining the government. So think about that. All these calls for police reform, that's undermining the government. All these calls about voter registration reform, that's undermining the government. So now we have put ourselves in a position where any criticism of government can be called sedition.
So we're gonna go through and look at it. I want you to understand this. Me and Michelle, we've had our arguments for a few days now about this. We do not fully agree on the stuff that has happened. He got hit fully, like boom. That's a lot. There were quite a few fights up there.
That was just ridiculous.
There were quite a few fights up there. I got so much content, man. I got enough content to last me a few weeks, man. I got a few content to last me a few weeks. So we definitely gonna have this conversation on this one. Y'all need to understand, man. The federal government has already issued there will be a manhunt. Yes, that is correct. Michelle, am I correct on that? They've already issued there will be a manhunt. And what I'm saying is, go ahead.
No, they are literally scrolling through your Facebook post, your Twitter post. They're looking for seditious content. Seditious content. Okay, understand the difference between sedition and treason. Sedition is just literally undermining the government. Calls to undermine the government. You can have seditious comment without calling for treason. But sedition basically undermines the function of the government. It's content, it's words that have the effect of undermining the trust that people have in the United States government.
Right. And so we're looking at this where it will be, and it's already being enacted, that it is. Listen, man. I for every action, there's a reaction. I don't think people understood that when they were doing what they're doing. I don't think people actually understood what really is now afoot. I would say this to any of y'all for my last warning. If you were, or if you are a content creator and you have released video of you at the Capitol on January 6th, you are liable to be visited by the FBI because you can be held as part of the rioters. That's not me. Y'all think that, oh, well, BMT, you don't know. Actually, that's not from me. That's not from the show. That's from the FBI. That's from the FBI. So once you already have put that video up on YouTube, it don't matter. They got it. They are, listen. They are looking. Oh, they were looking.
Are you part of the insurgency? Insurgents. The difference is between sedition and insurgents. Were you actively part of the unrest? Were you actively physically part of an insurgency, part of the physical disturbance? Yes, that it can be considered a crime.
Like I said, like this right here, y'all got to understand what insurrection, sedition, coup. Listen, they're going over all these proper terms and meanings for a reason. So that way, when they get you, they've already started holding, from what me and Michelle have already been talking about, they've already been holding federal tribunal court on people. Don't matter it's daytime, it don't matter it's nighttime. I've never seen so many federal judges work overtime in my life. Like, these guys are literally pulling shifts on trying people day and night.
They're not trying them yet. They're getting the indictments. They're getting the indictment.
Sorry, my fault. They're getting your indictments together.
The indictments, the search warrants, it is seriously at that level now. They've already gone to the content creators to get search warrants because, you know, when you put stuff online, they can go directly to that platform and get the search warrants to search what you put online on that content provider. They don't need to come to your house and search your computer first. They'll go directly to Facebook. They'll go directly to Gmail. They'll go directly to YouTube. They will go directly to those carriers and get that information.
So in saying that, from this day forward, I'm letting y'all know right now, I got to be very picky on who the fuck I be putting up on my panels, man. If you were there, I can't have you up on my panel. I just can't. Unless you email me saying that, hey, the FBI has allowed me to go, which I highly doubt. They all eyes are on social media. I would be very wary on what I say about the government from here on.
What's the guy's name? John Sullivan? I've been trying to track him down because he was the Black Lives Matter supporter that was standing next to the lady that got shot in the neck. Now I'm gonna say it like this one more time. He, the only Black man that we've seen on the videos entering the Capitol building, what just happened to be standing next to the woman who got shot in the neck. And he posted it on Twitter. He literally captured her death. He has been interviewed by the FBI. They have released him. I mean, sometimes it's better to play crazy. And that's what he did. He said he saw a bunch of white people running towards the Capitol, and he followed along just to document what they were doing.
His ass will be going right along with them. Sorry, Black Lives Matter, dude. That was probably one right you're going to wish you hadn't run up in there with them. I mean, shit, you just got to go. You got to go ahead and hold that damn L with them, too.
No, I have a serious question because I have a lot of Caucasian people asking me why we weren't upset that she was shot in the neck.
Should have complied. Boom. That's what I say.
Yeah, but my curiosity is this. It was an opaque window that you see her face in the window. You literally see her face in the window right before she's shot in the neck. So my question is, how did the window get broken before she stuck her face in there? Who they shot before she looked in the window? I mean, sometimes you have to sit up there and go, the window panes were already out of the window before she looked in.
So what we got going on, what we have going on right now, and let me go ahead and showcase some of the stuff that is pretty much. So,
Joe, do you have a picture of her looking in the window?
No, I actually have not. Listen, I'm being very picky. You feel me on some of the stuff because I don't want to get hit. Listen, girl, I'm trying not to get fucking flat with these motherfuckers. Like, hey, let them play the game. They played the game. They lost. They lost. So we gotta let them have it. Politicians, they going. If there's a lot of people going down. So let's go ahead and pull up the first thing. The first things first. Let's go ahead and pull up the. I believe we have the rioters. Hang on, there we go. So let's go knock out the first thing first. It's going to be up to you whether you want the panel open up today. Listen. Many of y'all start arguing, I kick y'all asses the fuck off. I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm gonna kick y'all off. Many of y'all fuck up my shit. I don't give a fuck. If you can't have a conversation. So FBI focuses on whether some Capitol rioters intended to harm lawmakers or take hostages. Congratulations. You are on the FBI list. And yes, my God, they were snapping pictures. Again, people use the comment, what they say, the FBI let us in. Oh no, the police let you in. Yes, they did. Yes, they did, dummy. They let you in and they said, we'll get them later. They allowed you to go in and they just started snapping pictures. They just started collecting fingerprints. Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, Washington Federal Field Office is seeking the public assistance in identifying individuals who made unlawful entry. Look at it. Who made unlawful entry into the United States Capitol building on January 6, 2021 in Washington, D.C. Anyone with information regarding the individuals or anyone who witnessed any unlawful violent actions at the Capitol. You know, when some of y'all were doing y'all YouTube videos of the Capitol and all that shit happening, that would be y'all. Anyone who witnessed. I am trying to let y'all know everybody's fair game now. Y'all might want to start segregating and separating motherfuckers. Fuck this little group shit on y'all YouTubes and stuff. That shit don't even matter anymore. We at the federal big boy level now. And best believe, when they start offering money, especially with the way the world is right now, people will start to talk. Am I lying, Michelle? People will start to talk. Y'all motherfuckers better. I'd rather go, better to go turn yourself in than leave it to these motherfuckers. But they're gonna start giving out names. And they already started dropping the number to verbally report tips. You may also submit any information, photos, or videos that could be relevant to online at FBI.gov, U.S. Capitol. You may also contact your local FBI office nearest to the field of Washington, D.C. Now, somebody will say, BMT, but that's snitching. Fuck you. Fuck your goddamn horse you riding on. Best believe, keep that same energy because already you got corporate level to jobs to society is already diming y'all out. I want that fucking check.
You know, there was an attorney there who worked for Goosebumps Insurance Company.
Yep.
The next day, they had already released a statement that the attorney no longer worked for them. I mean,
yes.
this is a purge, people. This is a purge.
Oh yes. The jobs
That
are not.
supporting
Go ahead.
everyone who supported Trump, everyone who's considered a Trumpster, MAGA, you are fair game. Especially if you went to DC, you could lose your job. You could be ostracized by your neighbors. This is now a full-fledged witch hunt.
They're fully after y'all, man. Listen, don't think you're gonna get on a plane and get out of this country now. Don't think you're gonna divest. None of that shit. No.
I mean, I saw one video of a lady, and it was like, "Why did you rush the Capitol?" And she said, "It's a revolution, dude. We're taking over our government." She was caught on video. And see, this is the deal. You get caught up in things, right? But understand, a lot of these so-called content creators that are sticking a mic in your face are grifters. They get paid for having crazy content. Whether they believe the content or not, they are grifters. They're getting paid for their content. So they don't care who pays them. They will just as gladly sit up there and dime you out to the government as they will put you on their YouTube channel for likes. They really don't care. Ooh. Joe, can you hear me?
Yes, man. I can hear you. Go ahead. I'm getting the videos ready for you right now.
Okay. Also, the thing is, be very careful who you talk to. I know a lot of people, when they get a mic put in front of their face and a camera on them, they're like, "Oh wow, I finally get to have my voice heard." Be very careful of who you're talking to now. I mean, it is at that point. We sent Donald Trump to drain the swamp. The swamp fought back. Where are we now?
The swamp beat y'all ass. That's what the swamp did. The swamp whooped your ass. That's all.
They not done yet. They not done yet.
They're not done. You're right. They're not done yet. They are surely not done. You know.
I mean, you're looking at, they're already doing articles of impeachment against President Trump to make sure that he is not able to run in 2024. So any of this whole idea of draining the corruption in DC, not going to happen. And for all you Christians out there, I love my Lord and Savior, but some of you have this ideology, I believe, that you're going to be caught up in the rapture. So because you're going to be caught up in the rapture, it's love, peace, and happiness, and accept all kinds of things. You know, it's like, I don't care about anything other than, getting up, going to work, feeding my family, saying, God bless you. We're all sinners. Guess what? The rest of us have read the other parts of Revelation.
Sure.
And there will be a battle. So it's not like you're going to get into heaven without getting your hands dirty, seeing some of this horrific things are coming up and doing something to help. I'm not saying you're going to have to do anything evil. What I'm saying is you're going to have to get your hands dirty, if it's nothing less, but have to actually get out there and start helping the homeless, helping those that have been physically hurt. You're going to have to do something.
Now, all right. So we're joined here by somebody. What's up?
What up, BMT? What is she talking about?
What do you mean? What is she talking about? What do you mean?
He was there to drain the swamp. You mean the dude who made money off the presidency was there to drain the swamp? How was he doing that, making money off the president?
Okay, one.
Wouldn't that make him a swamp preacher?
What evidence do you have that he was? First of all, I want you to understand, the president gets paid $400,000 a year.
Gotcha.
Okay, so one, you said he was there to make money. Okay,
yeah,
so
he definitely made money off the presidency.
How much money did he make off the presidency?
Oh, okay, so I'll give you an example. How about he owns the hotel right up the street from the White House, and he would have, diplomats and other people stay there. How about every time he went to Mar-a-Lago or any one of his other golf courses, he'd have, I don't know, the federal government pay for it? How about his daughter and his son-in-law working for him, getting trademarks from China, making almost $180 million in 1 year? I think that's making money off of your position.
Now, Twin Man, what would that be doing with the MAGA witch hunt right now? What does that have to do with
it's not a witch hunt, bro. Everybody that was involved in that domestic terrorist attack needs to go to jail.
Okay, so
that's not a witch hunt.
Okay, so you brought up you're bringing up
trying to identify 100,000 people that were in DC for various reasons is not a witch hunt.
They weren't up there for various reasons. They were up there for one reason. They were up there to disrupt the electoral process.
Man march. The next time we have a million man march, you've set the precedent. You've set the precedent for witch hunts anytime someone wants to march on DC.
So let's make something perfectly clear. If you decide to attack the Capitol building like those domestic terrorists did on the 6th, then you deserve the same exact treatment as those domestic terrorists are going to get. There have been 2 million man marches, and guess what? None of those people were arrested because they didn't break the law. They stormed the Capitol at the behest of the current president. Because if you actually listen to his speech, he told them to go down to the Capitol building. After Rudy Giuliani told them we need to have trial by combat. After his son sat there and riled them up as well. Okay. This is nothing to think about. He sent them there.
Okay.
This isn't a witch hunt. They broke the law. They engaged in an act of domestic terrorism and absolutely should go to jail.
Do you know where any of these people are at right now?
No. That's why they need to look at all these videos, round up anybody that was in the Capitol and put their ass in prison.
So what if they say? So what if these people said that, hey, Twin Man was with us?
You better be able to prove it.
All they're gonna say is, "Hey, you were with us."
You got to prove it. I mean, all the people they've arrested, they have photos of them inside of the Capitol building. If they sit here and say Twin Man was inside of the Capitol building, you better be able to prove it.
See, you're not catching it. What you definitely overshot what we are saying.
No, I'm really not. I'm trying to get the premise of the argument. You said it's a witch hunt.
Okay. So
a witch hunt is something that's done wrongfully.
Okay.
How is this wrong? Are you saying that these people were right to riot at the Capitol building and then engage in an act of domestic terrorism?
I don't understand what we're talking about.
But we're saying that content. Excuse me. We're saying that content. There were some people that were there. We have discussed the black man who actually filmed and put on Twitter the white woman who was shot in the neck because he was in the Capitol building. He was. So, in other words, do you think he should go to jail too?
Yes.
Yes.
Because here's the thing: when you go into the Capitol building, you're normally searched, and you have to go through security. If they would have normally done that and not gone through security, they would have been arrested because that's a security breach.
Again, if you were in that building, you were there unlawfully.
I got people on my panel. What's going on? City of Truth 91. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing? I just wanted to respond to Twin, and I want to say hi to the whole panel. Thank you for letting me come and be a part of the panel and express my views. But as far as Twin, there's in order for it to call it an act of terrorism, you're going to have to prove that they actually went up there to the Hill to harm people and with the intention of hurting people. Okay, it is not against the law to protest government. It's not against the law. You have a right to assemble. You have a right to protest, stuff like that. It's not against the law to object to, political processes and to protest them. That's not against the law. Okay.
So
What you're gonna
this is
have
where
to
you're
do
wrong.
is they're gonna have to
My bad. Go
prove
ahead.
that they went up there with the intention of hurting people. If people got hurt in the process of them protesting, that's not terrorism. Terrorism, you're gonna have to actually prove that they actually wanted to go up there and hurt a certain amount of people, and they had all, and this was premeditated, and they planned it out. So that's what I
So,
had to say
so
on that.
social media is going to aid
I
in
got
that
you. I
because they've
got
been
this. I
planning
got
it.
that.
Go ahead.
Can I please respond to this? Because again, if you haven't been paying attention, a month ago, the president of the United States told him to come on January 6th to go up there and go wide. Again, I also told you how the president of the United States told them to march on the Capitol building because they are, quote, losing their country. And for you to sit here and keep your country, you have to be strong. That was his word. That's number
But
two.
that's not
Number
the
three,
position. That
you
is
are
not-
absolutely illegal, and it's absolutely illegal to protest on federal property. That's why every time Black Lives Matter was in DC, the National Guard was there. That's why every time there was a protest in DC, you'll see an overwhelming number of force because you're not supposed to be there. So why wasn't the National Guard there? Oh, that's right. Because in DC, since they don't have a governor, who activates the National Guard? The president. He didn't have them there for a reason. This is his fault. Again, this is an act of domestic terrorism because they went there to try to disrupt the political process.
That's not exactly true,
He's been
bro.
amping them up. He's
Muriel,
been amping them
Muriel
up
Bowser,
for the
the mayor of
last 2
DC, was
months, telling them
requesting.
that they stole the election.
Let him finish the statement so that we can finish. So we can.
He's been amping them up for the last 2 months, telling them they stole the election with no evidence, by the way. So again, this was absolutely an act of terrorism.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Go ahead, conservative. And after that, I'm going to play my video. So go ahead.
Hey, thanks for having me on the panel. And if this is terrorism, then we've been under a terrorist attack for the majority of 2021. So you guys want listen? I'm with you. You want to lock terrorists up? Lock them all up. Put all the left wing and right wing terrorists in the same cell and let them fight it out.
Agreed.
But you guys won't do that, will you? All this baby mama energy to cape for BLM, but when the white man runs up in the Capitol, motherfuckers get all terrified and shit. I find this hilarious. Niggas had balls of steel for a whole year.
Give me an example
BLM
of Black
burn
Lives
this
Matter
motherfucker
doing
down.
what those domestic terrorists did on the
Listen,
6th. I want an example.
BMT, I'm gonna go find you the clips of the BLM people getting attacking the cops in front of the White House, trying to climb the barricades. The day when they told President Trump to move to the bunker, everybody remembers when Trump had to run to his bunker, and they were laughing and clowning him. But they get really offended when Nancy Pelosi and her fucking crew has to duck down behind the seats in Congress.
It wasn't just Nancy Pelosi. David, it wasn't just Nancy Pelosi. It was the entire Congress and the vice president.
$600, bro. They gave us $600 and BLM ain't do shit. All the white boys ran up in the Capitol for your $600.
BLM going inside of a government building and trying to take it over hood conservative.
Okay,
give me an example.
They ran in that building for your $600. What BLM do after that $600?
They didn't run in the building for me, bro. They didn't run in the building for me. I'm not associated with those terrorists.
Okay, thank you. So we glad that we got y'all finding out who did what, all that other good shit. I don't really give a flying fuck. That's not my damn show. Do that on y'all show, and we'll talk about that Chicken George shit over there. I'm gonna do my show. We're here to talk about the manhunt, the witch hunt that's already sparking up. Right here, we got one female. She's right here about to brag off about what she go ahead and did. So let me go ahead and play it.
Anything, but we did. I say that. We did break down the Nancy Pelosi's office door, and somebody stole her gavel and took a picture sitting in the chair, flipping off the camera, and that was on Fox News. Patriots got down on the floor and were sitting in the House members and the senators' chair.
And if there's video of her doing that or pictures, that coupled with this video is going to be used against her in a court of law.
Correct. That will be used against her. The woman that did that was a Midland woman from Texas. Less than 2 years ago, Jenny Cudd was making a case to become mayor. Now, understand this. And yeah, it is called a witch hunt because you're gathering and you're seeking out any and everything that is related to that person, which I know what the fuck I be putting down. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't ever tell me what the fuck I put out on my stuff and say that's not what it is. I will kick y'all off for now on when y'all do that. I'm
trying to figure out though, BMT, how is it a witch hunt though, bro? You just heard what you said.
Listen, a witch hunt. If you understand how the witch hunt worked, it literally all they had to do was point to somebody and said, because you were affiliated with that person, you were a witch. Because you went to that person for a medicine or alchemic practice, you were a witch. The witch hunt was simply anything and everything affiliated with that person.
She wouldn't constitute the witch hunt because she just admitted to being in the speaker's office.
Exactly.
No. Okay, so let me help you. But I sometimes I be trying to slow down for y'all on these channels, but I'm going to actually pick up the pace. Less than 2 years ago, and I even went over it when I showed the FBI thing and when they were talking about how they go about doing this now. If you have videos, if you have YouTube panels, anything that is a sedition, Michelle, let me know if I'm off on what we're going over. Anything in sedition against anti-government or anything I'm talking about corrective of the government, they can literally tag you and say, this might be someone inciting something against the government.
Sounds like BLM, dude.
So by saying that, that means they have probable cause to come knock on your door. And when I say that, y'all listen, a lot of y'all got a lot of panels, a lot of content of some shit y'all might want to go back over and go take down. A lot of y'all hanging in a lot of chats with a lot of shit that they can see as anti-government, and you know what they'll do? Oh, damn, they got a whole group. And so what they'll do, I mean, I don't care. I really don't give a fuck. But what happens to y'all? That's what
but BMT, I have a question. So
who's more anti-government than the left, bro? That's the irony. You guys are so blind. The people on the left have been marching against this government for a year, bro.
I'm not going to even respond to his ridiculousness. I'm going to talk to BMT. So BMT.
Oh yeah, because they're pro-government on the left.
I have a question for you, BMT. So having a policy discussion and discussing policy proposals that you would like to see enacted, how is that anti-government? I'm just asking a question. So, because again, I understand what you're saying. I understand if you're sitting here saying something that could be insightful, fight the government, do something like that. I got that. But if you are having a political discussion, how could that be deemed anti-government if you're talking about using the government to enact a policy?
Okay, so let's say y'all have a pretty face or somebody says, we need to rise up and stand against the oppressors of the system. What system are you talking about?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Don't you have to
idiots over there?
But here's the thing. Don't you have to tie the actual act to it? The thing was with Trump is you literally had a rally and then literally what? You had people walk 1.5 miles directly after and go and do exactly what there was a time. Like it's not like, hey, there's some random thing that someone posted on the internet and then 3 years later this happens.
All right, go ahead in the show. And actually I pulled up the stuff that Nichelle gave me. Nichelle, go ahead. I got your stuff there.
Okay, sedition is conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. What we're saying now is that with all of trust me, a lot of content, a lot of groups have been dismantled because of their speech. They're saying that, for example, Parler is being pulled down because they said that they are not monitoring the seditious speech on Parler. So when you understand that they are now monitoring us for any seditious speech, anything against the government.
Yeah,
So
but they're
I don't
asking.
hear.
But they're
Ma'am,
asking.
I hear
One
exactly
at a
what you're
time.
saying.
One at a time.
Ma'am, I hear exactly what you're saying, and you're not wrong. That is the definition of sedition. But if you're not engaging in that, why would you have to worry? Again, if you're sitting here saying being politically active and you want to use the system by having, if you have a grievance, I'll do it this. If I have a grievance with a specific policy and I don't like said policy, and I'm sitting here saying I'm going to use the system to fix that policy, they can't come after me for sedition. Now, on the other hand, if I'm sitting here saying I need to, I don't know, go to the Capitol building because the election was stolen and then try to go into the Capitol building, I can see them shutting me down for that.
Okay, so let's do it like this.
But BMT, let me quickly add, when you talk about when Michelle was talking about sedition, Parler's being taken down because they're not monitoring, which would be the equivalent of YouTube not, striking people's channels for content. They're not going to actually go and say, hey, that you're going to actually have to press charges against these people. They're saying you're going to have to monitor this stuff like the other social media sites do.
So, okay, let's put it like this. So let's say a content creator says something against a certain alternate lifestyle, says these people are the reason why the family breakdown is happening. You're inciting a talking point against a group of people, right? You're inciting something.
But BMT, what, your channel just gets striked on YouTube for saying that? You wouldn't have the FBI pressing charges against you. No.
Now sedition is a bigger playing hole, because if I was on like, say, like, I don't know, like a podium, and I start talking in front of the courthouse, or if I go into like a public meeting and I start putting out there, hey, you guys, it's because of this group, or is it because of this county thing? See, I start naming certain stuff and start inciting organization, speech and organization that tends towards rebellion. When you start talking about certain constitutional systems, I'm sorry, no matter how y'all try to sway it, I am telling you, I have rounded up people plenty of times. It is going to be looked at as sedition. Sedition is a very wide.
Wait, BMT. I can send you a video of someone doing exactly what you're talking about and not being.
You don't have to send me a video. I've rounded.
No. They weren't charged or anything. They went down to City Hall and had some select things to say about some people in a route. This is in the Deep South, about a certain type of parade that occurred and some other things. He's still out there. He's activist.
I was literally going to say that type of speech.
Wait, pause. Did that happen after January 6th?
No.
Did it happen before January 6th?
Yes.
Then it don't fucking matter, B, because now we're looking at everything after January 6th. After this shit, these people are already sitting in office, and then after Trump's little speech, now they're saying sedition got to go.
But hold on, DMT, they're talking about the actions of the people at the Capitol building. I hear what you're saying.
No.
Okay. Just limit it to that. What I'm trying to say is,
but see, hold on, real quick. May I finish my thought? I understand exactly what both of you are saying. I can understand your fear of that happening. But you're making a slippery slope argument. No, you can't now sit here and say, may I finish the thought? May I finish the thought?
Okay, but don't say I'm making fear.
But BMT, this is a slippery slope argument. We can't sit here and say this is going to be the actions of the federal government when they are clearly pointing out what happened at the Capitol building. I hear what you're saying. They're pointing out what happened at the Capitol building, though.
But don't y'all do this? But don't y'all get this in? The white man. Don't y'all say the same shit? Oh, the white man is doing this. The white man is doing that. Isn't that some kind of thing where you're saying a big micro little group is now being attacked by the white man? Would that not be a form of sedition or fear mongering? Putting it out there.
Can I sit up there and give you an actual case before January 6th? But I want you to understand, you just said they can't arrest you for Facebook posts. They can't. The terrorism charges against Boligan stem from heated Facebook posts and advocacy of Black gun ownership. After the death of 5 police officers in Dallas in July of 26, Boligan wrote on Facebook, "They deserve what they got," laughing my ass off. And he took part in a rally outside of the Texas Capitol at which Black men carried guns and some chanted, "The only good pig is a pig that's dead." He was arrested, detained for months as a domestic terrorist for what he wrote on Facebook.
Nichelle,
And that
was he classified as a Black identity extremist?
He was the first one Rakeem Boligan.
And where did that come? Where did that policy come from?
Thank you, Obama. But okay,
no, it did not. No, it did not.
Obama.
Yes, it did.
Black identity extremist. No, Black identity extremist was created under the Trump administration, under the Sessions DOJ. They said specifically, we are targeting, and they created the term. Go look it up.
Exactly. Why are we sitting here trying to blame Obama for stuff that happened underneath this president?
He went under investigation.
Listen to what you just said. You said
I'm hearing you.
If I'm going by your logic.
Getting back to my topic, I don't give a fuck about.
I'm going back to the topic.
Well, BMT, since we're going back to your topic,
I'm going back to my topic. I'm going to talk about the fuck I want to talk about.
No, since we're going back to your topic, BMT, I sent you a video of Maxine Waters. It's only a minute long, and I challenge anybody to find a video of Trump saying anything half as bad as Maxine Waters said, but somehow we're going to play this game of sedition.
But where's the violence that occurred from her saying that, David?
For your conversations
we lived through it for a year, dude.
There's already precedent. There's already precedent for your Facebook conversations. And yes, he was arrested before Trump got in office because I was one of the ones that helped him get down to Austin to protest in 2015. So don't sit up there and tell me when I'm here in Dallas, when I was like, oh my God, where did he go? He disappeared before Trump was sworn into office in 2017. He was already under arrest in December of 2016 while Obama was in office.
And they used the Black identity extremist identity to go and prosecute him under the Trump administration, which was created under them.
Hey, don't worry.
So he was arrested. He was arrested. I'm sorry. He was arrested in 20. He was arrested in 2016.
So,
before
ma'am,
Trump was sworn in office.
I have a question for you. If I'm going by your logic,
listen, y'all can keep your question, email each other, the show, get your email, and so they can email you. They can talk to you on their time. Talk to y'all on
I'm
y'all
just
time.
trying to warn them about sedition. I'm trying to warn them about sedition.
I get you, baby. I get you. But I want to get these things out the way. I got stuff I got to get out the way.
So BMT, wouldn't these people be charged who were, because I've seen this video. There's like a 20-minute video of them pushing back and forth between them and the police. Isn't that a crime?
Yes.
Assaulting police?
Listen, it's right there. Listen, dude, I see it right there. Capitol rights, the hunt to identify and arrest. They've done talked about it on radio. They done talked about it all over there. Best believe. Y'all can talk about, I don't give a fuck what y'all talk about anymore. Because best believe these things is going to expand. After the siege on the U.S. Capitol building, the FBI is appealing to the public for help in bringing in the assailants to justice. Will this approach work? Trump supporters converge on the Capitol on Wednesday. They already go over all of that stuff. Richard Burnett.
And they're not just coming after the people that were on the ground. They're looking for social media posts that were inciting them to do stuff.
Ma'am. I gotta stop. I have to stop you because you're saying they're looking for videos that pertain to what happened inside of the Capitol. That doesn't mean that person who posted is going to go to jail.
You don't listen. Inciting is inciting. If I incite hate, and if I incite hate speech against allegedly shooting up a holy religious place, and people go out and do that, and they say, "Hey, I got my inspiration from this area right here," they can come for me. I'm sorry, you cannot play that.
You're right. But BMT, listen to what you just said. You said you would have to incite it, and someone would have to go do it. Correct? Isn't that what you just said?
Now, okay, yeah, you can go ahead and do that.
You just said that. You said that you would have to say it, and somebody would have to go do it. Just because you say something, that's a complete and total First Amendment violation if they arrest you for saying something.
Wait, now, Twin, you do know the First Amendment has been getting butt raped for almost like 4 years now.
Where? People are saying whatever they want.
Oh, no.
If you say white lives matter, you might lose your job.
That's not the First Amendment, dude.
As a
that is the First Amendment.
No, it is not. If you lose your job and a company says
private companies.
exactly,
the First Amendment does not cover private companies. So yes, they are looking at your content. Facebook, Twitter, anybody who has set up there and said, "Way to go, Patriots!" They've gotten fired. They're out of there.
And maybe it doesn't cover corporations, but it's hard to say this is not a First Amendment issue somehow when people are being silenced and
you're
they're
not being
going
silenced.
around. They're doing an end run around the Constitution to still take away your
Dude,
rights.
you're not being silenced. You are held to when you sign employment contracts. You are held to certain standards. They can fire you for things that are unbecoming of the company.
Censorship argument has
okay, so you guys all agree with Kaepernick not playing in the NFL, right?
Consequences. You are free
so
to
you
say
all
whatever
agree
you
that
want.
Kaepernick shouldn't play in the NFL, right?
Bro, what do you mean?
You agree about Kaepernick? Yes or no? You agree about Kaepernick?
No, I don't. I don't agree with it. But at the end of the day, I don't agree with it because at the end of the day, he wasn't silenced. I don't agree with him losing his job for what he said.
Why not?
You can't.
I don't agree with that. I agree. Hold on. Let me finish. I absolutely agree. It's the NFL's right to sit here and not employ him if they don't want to. That's their right. But I don't. That doesn't mean I have. That's their prerogative. I don't have to like it.
But wait, part of the settlement with Kaepernick wasn't it conspiracy? It wasn't just hey, a team didn't say we're not going to hire him. Teams colluded, and everyone said we're going to essentially blackball this guy. That's two different issues.
What happens when all the social media get together at the blackball 1/3 of the country?
How is all of social media going to get together and say we're not going to hire this person?
How
that doesn't
many
make
platforms
sense.
just banned Trump?
I have a question.
No, stop. Use your grown-up brain for a second. How many platforms banned Trump? And do the math to the little people that have no defense.
I have a question. What was the current president doing?
No more questions. No more questions. Niggas got all the damn questions in the world. I don't want your questions no more. I'm going on with my show. Y'all got your questions out. This guy right here, 60-year-old white man, this crazy looking motherfucker, he's in jail. He already got his shit. He already got his time.
He put his feet up on the speaker's desk, running around for mail.
So this dude right here, one of the individuals who entered the Capitol building, has been arrested. According to the justice, he was not hard to find. If you have any pictures, they'll find your ass. He appeared in a now iconic image on the siege in the photo. He is sitting in Speaker Nancy Pelosi's office with his feet on a desk. He has been charged with theft and public property, among other offenses. The West Virginia lawmaker Derek Evans has also been charged. He posted a video of himself online standing outside the building with Trump supporters.
He's resigned to BMT. He just recently resigned today from his seat in the West Virginia legislature.
He didn't have a choice. We know he didn't have a choice to resign.
He had to go. But what about them in Congress passing bills to expel the other Republican members who only wanted to vote against the certification? They didn't care about the protest. They had nothing to do with the protest. But because they vote against the certification for the Electoral College, there's now a bill being circulated to have them removed. Is that all right?
They absolutely should be removed.
So now you can't even voice an opinion.
Yeah,
who said you can't voice? Actually, no. You should be able to voice your opinion, but when that leads to a terrorist fucking attack at the Capitol, your ass should be removed.
So raising a vote leads to a terrorist attack. This is what we're against, people. These are the people we are against. Putting a vote, your elected official putting a vote in Congress is tantamount to a terrorist attack. This is why we're buying guns, people. This is why we're loading our ammunition. This is who's on the other side.
No, you're pushing baseless conspiracy theories, bro.
You mean like the Russian collusion?
Be careful, David. They might use that. They might use that language against you.
I'm not gonna even go there with you because again, I need you to show me where it was a pointless investigation when people went to jail.
Okay, so that's all that the right is saying now. The right is saying we need time to investigate this Dominion
what?
software. Again, like you said, after they investigated the Russian collusion, people, excuse me, you always tell people to shut up. So now let somebody else get something out of their mouth. You agree with everything that you agree with, but anytime someone else says something. So again, the Russian collusion had to be investigated and people went to jail. So now people are saying, hey, we want the Dominion software dumps. We want Georgia arrested. We want Georgia investigated.
What should they do in the meantime then? You leave Trump in office while this investigation goes on?
No.
He didn't commit a crime. What do you mean leave him in office? Yes, he didn't commit a crime.
You all are saying you want this quote unquote voter fraud investigated. What are you saying? Don't just leave his administration until the investigation is done? Are you going to do an investigation in 20 days?
Okay, there we go.
So, you could have started on January 4th, but you people kept saying no. This is how we got to this point. Nobody wanted to play fucking.
It's pointless. That's why.
Let me go ahead and do this. Because I see y'all don't have no order. Thank you, Mike B. I might have to bring Mike B up, and he'll have to just doggone just say who can come out of mute. Because I haven't yet to do my show. I don't care. I'm doing my show. Keep y'all fucking emotions to yourself. This is why there are no black news channels anymore. Niggas just get emotional. It is what it is. We lost. Let's go on. Let me go ahead and do this. Shit, I got to watch what I say. Shit. Now we got it right here. Meanwhile, a man from Florida, believed to be the person photographed carrying House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's lectern from the House of Representatives chamber, was arrested on Friday. The Miami Herald reported Adam Christian Johnson is being held in a federal warrant at a prison in Peninsula County. Yeah, thank you for that renaissance. The people, his job, and I think other people gave him up. The FBI is not the one that's catching these people.
No. He was a stay-at-home dad, BMT. I don't know how they got. Well, actually, they probably just matched. People probably saw that picture and were like, "That's who."
Actually, the thing about it was eBay. It was eBay. Like I said, like Nichelle said earlier, they don't. The warrant level that they're at now, they don't need permission like they do. They can just search servers. And they can just do. But I told y'all, everybody's in the system. If you're thinking you're not in the system, you're in the system. Once the system gets your face, your eyes, and certain features on your face, they got you. And so all it needed to do was code that, and more than a dozen people have now been charged in offenses related to the assault of the Capitol, said federal law enforcement officials. More arrests are expected to coming in hours and days. The investigation is sweeping and ambitious and is enlisted the help of the public. The intruders could be charged with an array of crimes ranging from trespassing to other relatively minor ones, seriously offensive involving firearms, explosive devices, which that's interesting because now they're saying that they're bringing guns and bombs into the fray. And see, if one person had a gun, then best believe if there was one gun in the car, then they charge everybody for that one gun. If they find a firearm at the scene or a few pipe bombs, be it that you probably didn't even know that thing was there. You was probably on the other side of the building. But because of the act of what happened, everybody is getting hit or slapped with that. In other words, they're doing a look at it as a terrorist RICO charge.
A dragnet.
Right. Thank you. Where literally it don't matter. You could probably just been the Renaissance could have been the cleaner man. You know what I'm saying? He could have probably just been this guy right here who literally I just wanted to watch white people fuck up. But guess what? It don't matter, B. You're going with them. And so what's happening is, and see, the thing about it is, boom. Oh, you got one guy right there. Photograph 31, photograph 32. If y'all know these people, turn them in. Best believe. Listen, Oh, don't worry. They got the BLM one too. They got the black one.
I about to say, is he part of the Black Manosphere number 31?
Shit, listen, we'll find out if he's part of the Manosphere or not.
That's why I keep telling you, stop thinking this is a race issue. You guys are blinded by race. You can't see the whole world around you.
I believe you. Listen, it ain't no race issue, but trust and believe. Oh, there are some people, different color, different creeds. They're getting bagged and tagged now. So what we have going on here is literally they're going. If you remember what happened, and I'm saving that for another show. I don't think these people understand the full ramifications that they will be blacklisted alongside with their families for the end of time, pretty much. Like they will be blacklisted. Like they will go to federal prison. Their families will be on the FBI watch list. That's not oversighting it. That's just how the federal government is. Because we don't know how deep the rabbit hole goes. And because, like I said, there is social media involved. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg has already agreed to work along with it. What's the situation so far? 5 people died, including a Capitol police officer. Ooh. So far, there have been 82 arrests. Investigators in D.C. say they have received over 17,000 tips from the public on the rioters. FBI is offering a $50,000 reward, or also 37,000 euros reward for information leading to the arrest of individuals who planted pipe bombs at Democratic and Republican Party headquarters. So, best believe, again, be prepared. That's the list. And best believe, them 5 dead bodies are going to get tagged.
You have to add one now. There was a cop who just killed himself.
Oh,
a cop who was involved. I don't know what his level of involvement was, but he was somewhere involved with the Capitol Police, and he just killed himself.
Yeah, they've already found out that a few people who had security clearance or were officers, they were also involved with it, also helping people get information on getting in. So you got to understand, the rabbit hole of the witch hunt is going to grow. You understand me? It's going to grow.
Here's one thing.
BMT, real quick. I don't see what the witch hunt is, because everything you're naming off was people that were involved in what happened. I would think a witch hunt would be them trying to come get you. You weren't involved in that shit. Or come get the lady that's on the paddle. You weren't involved in that shit. That would be a witch hunt.
It's never a witch hunt until they lock your neighbor up, right?
Was people that were involved in this shit on the stick.
It's never a witch hunt until they lock you or your neighbors up, right? Okay, gotcha.
Okay, look, a lot of people that were not at the event, but perhaps they were on social media watching the event, they have been fired or interviewed for their role in inciting the violence.
You have evidence of this.
Can you
present the evidence of this, please, ma'am?
Someone who wasn't at the rally but got fired.
That's all I'm asking. Can you please present the evidence of this? Because I posted several things that happened from that day. No one's knocked on my door.
Look, I did my stream last night.
People do anything? Were you?
No, I know, but I have plenty of people I know who did. They didn't have anybody knock on their door. That's why I'm asking. Can you please present the evidence of this?
Twin man, are you saying you have people that you knew that went to DC?
I'm saying I know people who were sitting here amping that shit up on Facebook. Revolution, talking all that crazy shit.
Twin gonna snitch, y'all.
Snitch what? What are you talking about?
I was gonna say, wasn't there BMT?
Bro, I feel so much snitch energy coming off of you right now. If we was in the streets, I would never talk to you again, my nigga. For real. I would never shake your hands in the streets again, bro.
I just need evidence of these people who are sitting here saying, "Yay, do this," going to jail. That's all.
What you gonna do with that evidence, bro? You gonna turn over the evidence? You gonna go state's evidence? This is my point.
Who's going with state's evidence?
David, stop. We're trying to have a serious conversation. Stop.
So let me show you real quick. So when that happened, right? I'm gonna show you. I hate name dropping. The minute that happened, ABL said, "I do not condone these people. I don't know these people. I don't fuck with these people." The reason why he did that, to show he denounced them. Say, I'm not with them. I denounced that behavior immediately. Why? But anybody who was like, yay, that's what we're talking about.
Well, BMT, couldn't you say ABL is a very prominent voice? That, yeah, they could come after influencers. Like big, if you got 100,000, 200,000 subscribers, and they might say, okay, this person has the influence and he's doing something like that.
They can.
But a rank and file, just anybody on Facebook, I think that's a little bit different.
Hold on, no. See, that's the thing about it. Like, ABL's already been swatted. I mean, y'all know what swatted is, right? ABL's already been swatted.
No, I don't.
Okay, so swatted is when a special operative team from the state to the federal level come in and they take all electronic devices. They arrest you and everyone in your house. They take your equipment.
Okay, got you. I think I remember you talking about this.
Okay, I was swatted. You remember I told you about how I was.
Yeah, I remember that.
ABL has been swatted. Different people who have been part of different movements have been swatted. Not just on the right side, but also on the left side. So we've all had our profiling lynching moment. What's going to happen is people who are still rocking on these things, you're liable to get swatted. If somebody, Twitch streamers get swatted by people, all you got to do is call 911 and say, this person is a domestic terrorist. I shit you not. Literally, the police will look at the stream, check it out, and they will send a SWAT team to SWAT them. And it's hard now to prove your innocence. Like, I mean, shit, you got to work hard. And they do that to gamers. I can only imagine what they can do to a streamer midstream who's talking about certain stuff. They're gonna just record that and say, "Yo, that right there." And I mean, look it up, compilation videos of streamers getting swatted. I don't wish that upon nobody. It's the most fucked up, disgusting thing you can ever do. Those who do that, they get charged also if they made up a false thing. I've been there. I've had my kids and my wife dragged out of the home. And they don't give a fuck how you're dressed. They just take you and they take all your shit and you don't get it back. That's when I used to be a gun channel. Notice you don't see that many gun channels on YouTube anymore. You don't see them anymore like that. They removed them for reasons. But the same thing also can be said about now when it comes to talking on political talking points. I don't want nobody to go to jail. I don't want nobody to go to prison. But we're also looking at in the time that we're in right now, depending on, you can't talk about the vaccine. Right. Y'all can't talk about the vaccine no more, can you? You talk about that and give out ill information, they can hit you for that. They can strike down your channel or they can take down your post because that's literally talking against the vaccine. And so there is going to start widening up more stuff. I agree with Twin you're saying on, hey man, you should be able to provide proof. But you and I both know in the service, if somebody says rape, by the time the damage is already being done to that man's reputation. Same thing.
Now, I have to agree with you on that. So if somebody does scream rape, but BMT, you got to be fair about this. I'll give you that. Their reputation can absolutely be damaged if someone screams rape on them falsely. Are they going to jail if it's not founded?
Are they going to jail if it's not founded?
They're going to be arrested.
They're going to be arrested.
No, you won't go to jail, but you'll lose everything else of value.
Ma'am, you're wrong.
That's the difference, though. You won't go to jail per se, but you'll lose everything else of value.
You will be arrested. You will be arrested.
No, ma'am.
You will be prosecuted.
In the Army, you will not. You will not. You will not be arrested. The only way you're going to jail, if somebody screams rape on you, there's an investigation. It has to be founded for you to go to jail. Just because someone screams rape on you in the military does not mean you're going to jail, ma'am.
Listen, so what's the Brian Banks story about? I know it's not in the military, but let's not play goofy here. Like this shit wasn't just a major motion picture.
Yeah, but he went to trial and was convicted.
Good luck.
Right. So, and he's not the only one. So like, let's not play like it just don't happen. Military or not.
We were speaking specifically about the military.
I had a guy.
I was telling you the process in the military.
I had a guy that was busted down to a buck private because his wife said he cheated. His wife accused him of adultery. Not just
Was it
rape,
founded?
adultery. And he was busted into a buck private.
Was it founded? Meaning, did they find
It was
evidence that he
enough
did
of an
it?
allegation. Excuse me.
No, it's not.
It was enough of an allegation.
Why the
Excuse
fuck
me.
would it matter,
was
Twin? What the fuck's wrong with
And
you?
absolutely, because again, you don't know what you're talking about. Good conservative.
No, think about what you just said. No. Why would it matter if he cheated or not that he has to get
Hey,
demoted?
one at a time.
One at a time.
Yes, we can try it again, because if you served in JAG, you wouldn't be putting out this misinformation. You cannot be bust down in rank
That is
unless
not
it's founded,
misinformation.
meaning they have evidence. You're lying right now.
Care to
I'm
chime
not
in,
lying.
BMT?
Listen. Let's just
my
fall
God.
back.
Some people
Let's
have
fall back. Listen, attorney in the show. Let's fall back from that right now. Let's let cool head prevail. Let's get back to it. Okay, I get it. It's a hot. Listen, I just don't want people to get swatted. Okay, I really do. I don't want to see y'all get. But like I said, right now, what's going on is they are right now. They are no photos or videos. Okay, so we're not looking at a grand conspiracy, but we are interested in learning what people do with things like zip ties, and law enforcement officials who, like others, spoke on the condition of the anonymity to discuss the investigation. No photos or videos have surfaced so far suggesting that of any individuals with zip ties or hostages or possibilities. What this is about right here, they're going over and they're trying to say that these people here in these videos were literally looking at doing harm to lawmakers or take hostages.
I want them to find Zip Tie Guy, though. I really do, because I'm willing to bet my next week's paycheck that was Antifa.
Right here, when they look at the federal details, they're looking at anything. If you're seeking public assistance, identify individuals unlawful entry in the United States Capitol January 6th. Anyone with information regarding these individuals or anyone who witnessed any unlawful violent actions on the Capitol or near the area. In other words, if you watch the videos and you can identify these people, you are called a witness. So say if you've seen a video on somebody's stream, Instagram, Facebook, which people have taken down stuff off of their channels, people can say, well, I know that person, they were there. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell a lot of people, yo, don't show that video with me around. I don't want a damn thing to do with it. That's on y'all. They've already put up a $50K reward I want $50K per person. I want you to understand, $50K per person. $50K per person. So suspected pipe bombs in Washington, D.C., you understand, $50,000 per person. That's a head. That's a lot of dineros. But then you got to also understand, if you knew the people that make the bomb or made these kind of things, they can snatch you too. They can snatch you, but they're going to say, how did you know these people? Why were you affiliated with these people? This grassroots tactic is time worn and effective, says FBI veterans. Posters of the FBI's most wanted fugitives were once plastered on the walls of the post office. I remember that, says Stephen Palmer, a retired FBI official who previously served as head of the Bureau counterterrorism section. Pretty much what they're doing, activists like Sean King, known for his aggressive use of online tools to pursue criminals, went after some of the people who infiltrated the thing. And best believe, Sean King is being watched by the FBI. Y'all do know that. Y'all gotta be careful. Sean King is watched by the FBI.
He's being protected by the FBI.
Listen, he's, to me, Sean.
They watching his back, nigga.
Sean King. No. Here's the thing about Sean King. To me, is like that. What's that movie with that white boy that was sent into the Panther Party, and he's used for bait, but he also had to do some time. Also, that's what I see Sean King as. Another man, like I said, they are tagging the bodies of all these people to find them. Trust me, that's a black dude. Like I said, different people went up in there, had a good time inside the White House, and you know what? Guess what? They don't care. Oh, that's a video. So I mean, like I said, Hello, it's time to we got to ask a question. After the Boston bombing, the terrorist thing is going to definitely hike up. Now with the Capitol thing happening, it's definitely going to start speeding up the process for doing these processes and everything. If anybody wants to have a talk on that, you're welcome free. I'm going to get another video ready. Go ahead.
What I was going to say was Walter West. He was the Texas Republican Party sergeant at arms. He was fired because he posted, "You accepted Antifa burning down your cities. Now deal with this." That is what he said, and that's why he lost his job. He posted that on Facebook. Do not for one
Wasn't he
second
part
think
of the GOP though?
he was
Why would that
the
matter?
sergeant of arms for the Texas Republican Party. Yes, and he was fired for saying
Yes,
they felt that his actions were insightful. He is
yes,
being
the party
investigated
fired
now.
him.
How can you incite
The
something
party
by
fired him, and
commenting
he
on the
is being
past?
investigated. Did you not hear me say he has been fired already, and he is being investigated for inciting the people to do further damage? That a simple comment like "now deal with this"
He's
Right.
is
This
being
is what I'm
considered
saying,
investigated.
Michelle.
incite.
But
How
you
can you
already said they're
comment on an
investigating him
event
right now.
and now you're telling you're broadcasting like attacks in the future by commenting on a past event. You're trying to cancel half of the fucking media too.
But aren't you all saying that's already happening now? That people, if you post things, they're already investigating you.
That's what I'm
Wasn't that
saying.
happen?
That's what I
Wasn't
just
that?
said.
But wasn't that happening prior to this?
No.
If people,
Prior to this, it was low level. Think of it like it. We were at level 1. Now we're somehow jumped to level 10 without even touching the other in between levels.
you were all just talking about people getting swatted.
Yeah, that's people doing that shit
Saying
to each other. Now it's the government and the corporations and the media all converging to force you out of polite society.
Now, here
So,
we
so
go.
you remember when we were talking about freedom of speech, but you're not free from consequences? This dude's a sergeant at arms at
I
the Texas
I
State
agree.
House.
I agree what you're saying.
He's
on
a
that.
sergeant at arms at the Texas State House. And you just had something like that happen at the Capitol building. What was he thinking posting something like that online?
Okay, twin.
He's not free
Fair,
from the
twin. No,
consequences of
fair
his
point.
comment.
okay,
Fair point. Consequences, right? So, what should be the consequence for simply thinking that Trump supporters have a point?
let me go ahead and play this video. We're going to be looking at
Are you
Idaho man, Joshua
a point
Poe,
on way?
and different people. They've already started compiling, and this is just some news.
But
People are compiling people's videos and stuff, and it's like their own confessions being used against them.
but
Which is
BMT,
funny.
I wanted to quickly say before you did that,
Yeah, go
what
ahead.
everyone was saying. I mean, didn't we have police officers getting fired during the summer and before because they were in a Facebook group or they posted something that was either racist or
Yes.
anti-BLM? So I mean, this has been going on. That's all my only point.
No. You're right about that, Renaissance man. When they were saying stuff about about the black community or glad X, Y, and Z, or when they were talking
You had the police officer in North Carolina who recorded them saying, once this dies down, we're going to go shoot a bunch of them. They were caught in their police cruiser and they heard that and they got fired.
Yep. That sure enough did happen, and I'm glad.
But you're talking about public officials. There's a code of conduct and there's an expectation of a public official. Again, we're talking about the Texas Sergeant at Arms. You're talking about police officers. There's certain things they cannot post. You can say whatever you want, but you're not free from the consequences of what you say. So the moment those police officers said that, they got cooked. They did the same thing with AOC. They had a whole group and they were sitting there putting sexually explicit things about her, all these public officials. What happened to them? They were fired.
So let's go ahead and play this right here, and we'll look at this right here.
I just got in the Capitol building. I was the first one. I hopped down into the chamber, and I was the first one to sit. And Nancy Pelosi, she's a traitor. She's treasonous.
Like I'm sitting here and I don't know what to do. Like
I'm in downtown DC. I'm all over the news now. But like, I'm just like every single one of those people that was marching, like a peaceful protest, came here to represent America. We're tired of being lied to. We're tired of people stealing, from us, stealing our freedom, stealing our liberties. And I didn't hurt anybody in there. Like, yeah, I did sit in Nancy Pelosi's seat. Like, she shouldn't be there. She doesn't represent the American people. And I represent, I'm just a normal person that like loves this country and wants to maintain our freedom and doesn't want to sell out to China. And, I love this country so much. So let it be known that I didn't hurt anybody and that I just love America. I love Trump. I love what he stands for. I don't agree with everything he's ever said and done, but because I support Trump, I'm not a xenophobic, sexist, homophobic, all those things that get lumped into extremists. Like he's a patriot.
And you will be going
to jail. All you did was storm the Capitol against police and rush into the chamber and sit in the speaker's chair.
So right there, you have it where a guy who says he's a patriot, he will most likely be doing federal time. The federal charges are trumping up and they are building up drastically for these people. They're building up drastically for these people.
And the feds don't lose much. They got like what, a 98% conviction rate?
Yeah, they don't ever lose their shit.
Well, it's hard not to get convicted when you're on video admitting you were inside the Capitol building.
Maybe that's true.
Not going to be hard to convict you. You were there illegally.
Yeah, just by the very fact that you were in there and police were trying to push people out, you didn't go through proper screening. That alone is just going to be trespassing. And like I said, if you're in those videos pushing back against police, assault on police.
Well, here's the interesting thing. Michelle, what would you do as an attorney with the evidence of the police letting them in?
That could be, let's put it like this. The police were not authorized to let them in. You cannot rely on the ultra vires actions of a government official to justify your own actions. So they'll say you were acting in collusion with a corrupt government official. And you could still go to jail.
Thank you. Now, when you put that onto the police officers, we'll find out were they following orders.
Yes, right. They were told to stand down.
Thank you. So, and I'm not really contradicting what's been said so far, but there's more. If these people are going to go to jail, and I'm not totally against it on principle, because yeah, there were federal crimes committed, so to speak, and you got your face all on camera. Like, how can you not expect to get arrested? That being said, though, let's really look deeper here.
Police are not going to be held accountable for standing down if they did what they were told. Now, if they walked away like those guys did in that video where the girl got shot, yeah, they could get fired for that.
Now, okay, so let me hit at that. And like I said, I talked about that. The thing about it for that one is, again, when they back away, and we've done that plenty of times. You usually let people take the ground. It's a strategy where you let them take that tunnel to let people in. Like, if you don't want your people hurt, which I literally showed an earlier video of them where literally at the Capitol right here, they had it where all these people were starting to pile up on the stage. Now that was pretty dangerous with that many people already piled up. Now, what goes on to happen is how many? I don't think people know how much security is in the Capitol. It's not a lot. It's not a lot of security because you gotta understand they have shifts now where they're not really at full strength. Did that make sense? So.
Well, not really, though. It doesn't make sense on this level because this was a well-planned, timed out. I mean, this event was planned out, a month or so? Months maybe in advance?
It was planned out in December.
Now,
so at least a month. And then you had all this examples. You guys raised this point yourselves earlier in the stream. When the other protests went down, there was actual National Guard out on the streets, but when it came to this, they had a very low National Guard presence. And if you look
They
into it,
didn't have
the
any.
National Guard was given no, there was some, but they were
No,
restricted
they
to
did
like
There
not.
was
other
none.
areas.
There were
The
none. They
National
only
There were
Guard
had
none.
DC Capitol Police.
the
That was it.
National Guard, when they were there, was given very minimal orders. Like, go look into the story. I'm telling you,
That
they
was
were
the
there, but
National
there was
Guard
just
from
a very
Virginia.
minimal mission directive, something like that. But they weren't given actual like they weren't given the order to go defend the Capitol, which is what you would expect.
So you have it right
Right.
there.
Who controls the National Guard in DC?
You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have I would probably give you at least about 20 people right here versus probably at least about 80 people in front of them. There's no way you're going to tell me that these 20 dudes are going to be able to keep back all these people. Like, that is inhumanly impossible. Another thing about it is that right there, and this is another thing people don't understand, is you always try the safety of the people. That thing right there has a certain weight limit to it. I know about that thing right there. You're not supposed to have that many people on there. You're really not. That thing was over the weight capacity. People were just running up on there, hanging all kind of flags, crawling all through it. If that thing would have came down, you know how many people would have been dead, like just for that right there alone. So you have it where the people were coming up on the stairs, taking the stairs. Naturally, any leader with common sense would say, fall back, leave, just fuck it. Watch. They pull back, start going back into the house. It's like the Alamo or any other fort. The more it keeps on, notice, they feel like, yo, we won. You're hearing the story, people saying, well, they just let us come in. No shit. It's 100 of y'all versus 30 of us.
And they don't even have riot. They don't even have riot gear.
Win. It's 30 of us versus 200 people. What? No, this is not 300.
So BMT, should the National Guard have been there, I don't know, a couple of days in advance, ready for these protests?
They should have been. Listen, I'm not
at the very least, if it wasn't the National Guard, they should have coordinated with MPD and the surrounding law enforcement agencies to have additional help there.
Okay, so the thing about it is, I don't think people understand. I worked and also was a National Guard member. First of all, we're not just sitting around inside of fucking armory hubs just waiting. Like, nobody's doing that. National Guard, it costs money to put them on orders. And if you call them on orders, that means you have to call them from their civilian jobs to activate. That would mean they have to come to the armory, gear up, and then go to whatever location that they are at. That's the thing about the National Guard. That is the guard of that area. So you have people from out of town that are there. The guard during the time were actually in the civilian district. They were home, they were at work. And I believe you can also pull it up between me and the show. We were talking about it. A lot of people in DC didn't even know what the fuck was going on. They didn't even know that was happening to the Capitol. They were going to work. They didn't know, oh wait, the Capitol got attacked? They didn't know. It's not like it was not unless they saw it on the news. But some people didn't know. Like, so with that going on, a lot of things could happen in 20 minutes. I don't think y'all know that 20 minutes is a long time for a lot of shit to go down. You know, so all this right here with them breaking into the windows, storming the building. You know, some people said that I guess it was supposed to be somewhat of a peaceful thing. But you see right here, right there, they had no problem putting their hands on the people in there. You notice some people would stay in the front line and try to have a shoving match while other people would back up. You don't know what that person might have, but you know other people are backing up. See, she just fell down. He's punching, trying to hit them and hitting them in the face. Don't let them fool you saying that there were no people, that they were peacefully walking around. There's a black dude looking.
Oh, damn.
They're right here. Now that's outside. They brought that inside of the house. Who the fuck carries that thing around? That shit, that means it takes two people. Now, right there, you see that? They gassed the whole area full of gas. The fact that those people were able to power through a hallway full of tear gas, they had to be on some shit. That means they were wearing wet cloths, masks. Some of these people were prepared for this shit.
Hey, man, peaceful protesters. They've been at this all year, bro.
Hey, look, you right. You listen. Some people were prepared to get down to the dirty. That's why it's going to be hard to tell me people didn't know what the fuck they were getting into. Some people knew what the fuck they were getting into. Because after a while, I think this guy right here, he was stuck. And he was recording, and you could hear it in the background what was going on. This is them. That's the Secret Service. There was only, I think, like a few of them in the doors. Some of them were already removed pimps. They already were trying to get people out. Some of the women and the officers in there, they were trying to get people. You got 300 people trying to get inside, and still, notice, they're still coming in. So after a while, listen, man, there's only so much you can do. After a while, Olympus had fallen that day. For 30 minutes, it had fallen. Motherfuckers are not supposed to be on that fucking thing.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna have a hard time. That's you can't tell me they were going through those windows right there. They were going through those windows with that raft.
If we were being honest, we would just call this a citizens' revolt. The peasants have revolted, bro. We stormed the Bastille. We stormed the Bastille, y'all. The peasants are angry.
Are you saying you were there too, David?
No, I'm speaking in the metaphorical we. I'm just saying, like, because I'm making a historical context here, though, with the fucking storming of the Bastille. Like, no bullshit. All jokes aside, this is something that is not unique in history. The peasants are pissed. What do you think? Why do you think the peasants are angry, bro?
Dude,
pissed over what?
Over what?
Again, this was a terrorist attack.
It's not a terrorist attack when the peasants are angry, bro. No. This is different.
They were trying. Listen, they were playing around with a lot. Listen, anybody that is powering through tear gas at that level of frequency, listen, you were ready for that.
You know you're not supposed to be there too at that point.
Listen, y'all gonna have a hard time telling me that. Like I said, I'm showing y'all why they are being marked as terrorists, because the Capitol security only have so much defense. They only got so much defense. So so mind you, they are sprayed. That's the people out here. That gun right there, they took that from the Capitol Police. They took that from the Capitol security.
They were taking their shields too.
Yeah, they were using their shields.
Batons.
Yeah, they were using. So they took all that stuff. Mind you, that's like if you take an officer's gun, that's against the law. You took a security guard's weapon or their equipment, and you're spraying them through the windows. See, there's always another side to the story. You're spraying them through the windows with their shit.
What if you take a cop's taser and you shoot it at him?
Oh yeah, you're definitely.
Yeah, you're done.
Okay, never mind. Sidebar. Now, I just want to throw that out there.
Now this is Representative Brenda Lawrence. She is talking, and listen, if y'all want any of the stuff, I have in the description below. You can look at the videos. Don't worry, they won't strike you for that. She's talking on how they're all being held in this one room, away from the people, but they can hear the people on the outside. I'm pretty sure a few of them were afraid because you can't tell me that she's a fighter. A majority of these people that are representatives are old, so ain't none of them trying to fight or throw hands with any of these people. I don't know what any of them were planning on doing with these people, but at that time, you already had the police and different other people already organized. That's Mayor Bowser. He holds a media availability. As you can see, they were out there fighting each other. I don't think they even planned on what the fuck they were doing. Like, these motherfuckers were just having a good time in the Capitol building. Like I said, they're getting thrown stuff at them. Dude touched the Capitol guy struck him back. Notice that guy literally is they got drenched with the spray stuff. They've been out there driving cars on the lawn of the Capitol building. I told you, this was all night long.
BMT, you know, I got to point something out for you guys too. I find it very, very telling that, and I want everybody to absorb this picture. All year, for all the BLM defenders out there, all year BLM has attacked not your federal government. Hell, they barely attack your state government. They have attacked the property and the homes of private citizens, right? But this one time, in response, private, small, regular people that nobody will ever know their names, these are the people who are afraid, right? But
they will know their names.
Hold on, not everybody. All right, you know who David Dorn's name? Exactly.
Yes,
but
I do know who David Dorn is.
When this whole thing happens, look who's afraid now, and look at the response. When the elite are afraid, they will go scorched earth. All right. So who is BLM really attacking here? They're not attacking the government. They're attacking us. Meanwhile, when the citizens, when the peasants go on the attack, and the government, the elites, the leaders are clearly afraid. Look what they do. They should tell everybody what the game really is here. BLM is not doing anything to anybody.
Are you done with the self-hate? So the fact that 98% of Black Lives Matter protests were peaceful, that doesn't count?
Listen, 98% of the DC protests were peaceful.
Well, except for the one on the
Look, I'm down here in Dallas,
terrorist
Texas,
attack.
and I'm telling you right now, you can say 98% of the protests were peaceful, but in Dallas, 5 police officers were killed at a protest. I know Corey Hughes personally. Corey had a gun. He was open carrying. The gun was unloaded. He was hunted down. He's still under surveillance. So are all of his friends. So you don't have to be saying that we're self-hating because we see the Black Lives Matter protest, that there is some violence directed at the private sector.
So
but yes, as soon as
Micah Xavier Johnson, the person who shot up the place in Dallas, was he affiliated with Black Lives Matter?
According to
that's his name. That's his name.
No,
His name is Micah.
he was not.
Excuse me. According to our group, the people that organize Black Lives, it's not even called Black Lives Matter here. It's called Stop the Violence. Stop the Violence, organize the protest, and stop the violence. They were wrapping up their protest called Stop the Violence, and someone opened fire. We do not believe that the gentleman that was killed was actually the sniper that was involved, because he was in a 6-hour standoff with the police, allegedly in full body armor, and he did not even shoot one police officer in the ankle.
So was he attached to the group in Dallas? Yes or no? Because you didn't answer that question.
The question was, because we are loosely affiliated, the organizers, he was not part of the organization. He was not part of the organizers. He was not part of Stop the Violence. We have no idea whether or not he was part of this so-called Black Lives Matter organization. We did not, none of us personally knew him. Just like I sit up there and say, Corey Hughes, yes, we did know Corey Hughes. Was he openly carrying a gun? Yes, he was. Was the gun loaded? No, it was not. Were there other members there that were armed? Yes, there were. Did we advise them to bring the guns? We encouraged it. So, yeah, do not sit up there and tell. See, this is what I love, that liberals assume that
you still haven't answered my question, because the answer to the question is no, he wasn't.
What I said was Dallas is a very, very small community. Did people know him? Was he there as part of the march? Some people had seen him marching, some had. So again, was he part of the march?
Everybody else that was involved, including the organizers, said he wasn't affiliated with the group?
Did I say he was affiliated with Stop the Violence?
No, you didn't say that. Hood conservative is implying.
No, I didn't imply that at all. I said,
you're not hood conservative, ma'am.
Excuse me, yes, I am.
You're hood conservative?
Yes, I'm a registered Republican. I work very hard with Republicans.
I'm talking about the person
we deep in this bitch, nigga.
I'm talking about the person on the panel. He's making it seem like there's been a lot of Black Lives Matter violence and I stated a fact. I understand facts hurt feelings here. 98% of Black Lives Matter protests have been nonviolent. But I can point out all the violence at the Trump rallies if you like. We could talk about how they tried to take over a state house in Michigan. Can we do that? Or a plot to kidnap a governor. Again, give me the equivalent.
Oh, that wasn't a Trump thing. No. Stop. The first violence at a Trump rally happened at the very first Donald Trump rally he tried to throw in Chicago, where they attacked his people. They attacked Trump supporters at the first Trump rally.
Plotting to take over a state government. Or plotting to take over
right
a
now
governor.
in fucking Portland. They keep attacking a courthouse in Portland, a federal
Did they
courthouse.
try to kidnap the governor in
They
Portland?
just punched Ted Wheeler in the face.
Did they try to kidnap the governor in Portland?
They just punched Ted Wheeler. Nobody laid a hand on Gretchen.
Yes or no?
Nobody
Did they
laid
try
a
to
finger
kidnap
on
the governor in
Gretchen.
Portland?
Nobody touches the Karen, but the fucking cunt gets punched in the mouth. Y'all, this is beautiful shit, y'all.
Did they try to kidnap the governor in Minnesota or Wisconsin?
She didn't get touched.
Let me say this one thing. If we look at the FBI and the DOJ, one thing is that it has been politicized under Trump. If all of this stuff is so bad, why are these? If these people have not done anything wrong on the right, why is the FBI arresting them?
I mean, we have radicals. We have radicals. You do not understand. When I sit up there and say we have radicals on the right, there are some people. There's some people. If I sit up there and said that, yes, we marched on the Texas Capitol in 2015, Black and white people armed to the teeth. They marched on the Texas Capitol. They were adamant about getting the right to open carry guns. So what I'm saying is,
open and carry has been in Texas for the longest. Why?
It hasn't been in here for the longest because I had friends who were arrested at the the Texas State Convention for carrying longbows. And they were released once they realized they were longbows. But you could carry longbows, you could not carry open carry rifles. They were arrested. Again, I tell people all the time, there's a difference between being convicted and arrested.
Were they arrested or were they detained?
They were arrested. They were not merely detained, they were arrested. They were arrested. They could not prove that the guns that they were carrying were actually illegal, but they did have to go through the process of proving that the guns that they had that were confiscated were actually longbows, considered longbows and not rifles.
No, somebody just put a comment in the chat about BLM being afraid. And it was a thing. It was a video from Uncle Hotep I was just watching earlier. He made a great point about that. All those people saying how, if that was Black Lives Matter, they would have treated them like that. Meanwhile, BLM been running rampant all year. You got your name on everything. People been bending the knee to y'all. Literally in Congress took a knee for BLM. Cops in the street took a knee for BLM.
David, if they committed crimes, why weren't they
afraid
arrested?
to run in the Capitol, though.
David,
y'all afraid to do that. Go run in the Capitol.
Why weren't they arrested then?
I'm just saying. MAGA was like, look, BLM, hold my beer. That's all I'm saying, yo. Hold my beer.
Why didn't the FBI arrest them then? If there was all of this going on, why weren't they arrested? Because the FBI has been operating under Trump. He's gone after people that and had them investigated.
Just hold my beer, bro. Just hold my beer. That's all I want from you. Just hold my beer, please.
Why didn't they go after them if they committed all these crimes like you're saying?
Because most of the crimes that they committed were against private owners. That the ones that went after the elite, that went after the government, they were arrested. That's the dichotomy that we have to understand.
So there's
when
a
you go
difference
after the government.
So there's a difference between what these people have. So there's a you're admitting.
Hold on. Shout out to Clever Cav real quick. How can a black man ask a question like, how can the government arrest them if they didn't do nothing wrong? Where the fuck are we right now? This is like Black Man Twilight Zone. We are in the nigga Twilight. This is
I'm saying if they did
this is what the sunken place looks like. I swear to God. Oh shit, you're killing me.
I'm asking you, if they committed a crime, why aren't they being prosecuted?
So let's cut at this part right here. So for the most thing about it that we can honestly be for real about is that, one, there are going to be charges going to be put out. Two, you probably won't be able to protest the same way like you used to anymore around the Capitol. This has happened before.
I doubt that, BMT, because no. Here's the thing. I think because the police initial planning for it was so horrible, I think they'll still let protests. I think they'll just take protests more seriously in the sense of it's going to be a lot more police. Capitol Police. Charles Faulkner was talking about this. Capitol Police is going to get a lot bigger. I'm sure they're going to have a lot more coordination with MPD and the other services. I don't know. I still think you'll be able to go and protest with some level of semblance of normalcy. It's just going to be a lot more people there, making sure it doesn't go left.
So here's the thing about
what's up, man?
What's up, Charlie? So in looking at that, you're going to hear more. Listen, when I hear somebody says you should have complied, y'all hold.
Should have complied.
When you hear that rule, you're going to hear that more often, more than ever. And I'm going to say,
hey, you know what? Can I comment on that? I find it funny that people are now saying you should have complied. The same people that bitched about people saying you should have complied. And I also want to point out, someone please tell me when the FBI ever worked for anyone other than the FBI. Because that's the only one they're beholden to, regardless of who's in office.
Wait, what do you mean?
What do I mean? The FBI does what the FBI fucking wants to do. They're part of the military-industrial complex / deep state.
Didn't Trump fire the director of the FBI?
Yeah, he did.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that the FBI exists or entailed only one person.
Well, he's the leader of the organization. I'm saying if the president is going to fire someone, he can actually politicize and do what he wants with it. Should he do it? No, but it can be done.
But it doesn't mean as much as you think it means. That's the point.
What can one person do? Do you forget that you got one man that's against an entire congressional body of multiple people? Those people have more power in this country than that one man does.
But the FBI is going to report directly to him.
Okay. They're going to tell what they want to tell, just like the CIA, just like Homeland Security, just like every other intelligence agency.
So let me ask you this then. If Trump said he was going to drain the swamp, if these people, you're saying he had no power to do any of that then? That was just him campaigning?
I'm not saying that
Hunter Biden's laptop for over a year.
What power did he really have to do anything? He's one man. Let me answer the question, dude. He's one man against an entire swamp.
So it was just a campaign promise then?
Isn't that what all of them are doing? Making campaign promises?
I thought Trump was the outsider. He was going to change things because he was not a politician and he told it like it was.
Did I say that?
That's what I hear from Trump people. I'm not saying you said that.
I think you're conflating two different things. Just because he wasn't 100% successful doesn't mean that his supporters feel betrayed by him on that level. Like, no.
No, I'm just saying.
The point I wanted to make about the whole Hunter Biden laptop thing, like, bro, like he said, the FBI will do what it wants to do, regardless of who was in office. Because how long have they been knowing about this whole Biden? Biden is under investigation in Ukraine. Like, since when have we had a president-elect who was indicted by a foreign country, an ally, so to speak, at that?
Half the FBI didn't even realize they were giving falsified information to get FISA warrants.
So we're looking at it the people that robbed and raided Target and Walmart and all that shit. I keep hearing people bring up. Their company CEOs that are billionaires, they got paid by the government.
That's fact.
So they got paid by that. I don't know what company CEO is going to pay the Capitol. I don't know who's paying the Capitol. All right, we're paying for that damages. They're coming out of our pocket. So you can.
But in essence, at the same time, BMT, if all those businesses are getting money from federal welfare, we're still paying for that too.
Okay, well, like I said, and that's fair. That's fair. I want you to understand, but I don't like when people try to compare I don't like when people try to compare a riot to a federal breach. There's two different things. Yeah,
that's why I wanted to jump on here. I don't mean to interrupt you. I apologize for doing it. Okay, but what I'm trying to figure out is how this can even be labeled a riot when, like I said earlier, that you showed it right on the screen. These people came, not a single weapon on any of them. None of them had a weapon. None of them. Yes, some of them did.
They did take stuff, and one dude did have a spear, and they found guns and pipe.
Okay. Anyhow, I mean, if we're going to sit here and I guess debate semantics, someone had a spear, and
yes, spear jokes were not allowed anymore.
But when the rally was over, they went the fuck home. How is that a riot?
After they were tear gassed and the police had to call the National Guard to remove them.
Dude, when BLM wasn't not back in the summer when
why are you talking about BLM? We're talking about the riot that just happened at the Capitol.
I'm trying to point something out. Don't interrupt me. How come this summer when BLM and Antifa were in DC and having their quote unquote rally, and the city was getting burnt to the fucking ground? That was a protest, not a riot.
When did I ever say that was not a? When did I ever call that a peaceful protest?
The media made it out to be a peaceful protest. Most of the people that support those movements made it out to be a peaceful protest. Everybody keeps wanting to say that BLM and Antifa aren't out fucking doing the same shit. Again, I'm going to point out who took over Seattle for what, 4 months over the summer and tried to start their own fucking country. That was BLM and Antifa.
So you're saying that what we're seeing here, people in senators' offices, people who are literally fighting police to get into the building, taking their weapons and using them against them. All of that's just people going home after a rally.
Do you really think that all those people were really able to get into that building in the most fortified city in the fucking country without inside help?
Yeah. No, I agree. There's definitely inside help. I don't know how high it goes. Even James Clyburn has said, "Hey, I don't know how they found my office because it's not like it's just an easy place."
Let me. Hold on, but this kills me. If these people are terrorists, then you got to admit we've been under a terrorist assault for a year now. If these guys are terrorists, because we've been watching the same behavior all year.
Could you tell me why the guy with the flag, right? Okay, he had no weapon. After they did what they did with their flags and their sticks, you tell me why back outside journalists with equipment are being attacked, and that multiple people were being beat up by these people that literally right there. Look, no reason.
I will give you a logical explanation if you allow me.
I will. Oh wow! Please.
Okay.
He's not hitting the people. He's hitting their equipment.
You explain to me?
Knock over their stuff.
Let me get. Oh my god, dude!
Go ahead.
Every single MAGA rally we saw this year, were there not counter protesters there that we could physically see counter protesting? Were there not? Yes.
Yes.
This on the 6th, that was the biggest fucking MAGA rally in the history of this country. Why did we not see any counter protesters? Unless they were there dressed like the MAGA folks.
Wait, you think this rally was bigger than the one 2 weeks ago?
There are posts throughout.
Dude, there were fucking over 3 million people calling
for Antifa.
I don't think there were 3 million people.
Nah,
right, but there were posts. Let's be honest, both sides. Let's be honest that what happened in DC, there were a lot of people that got caught up. They just got caught up. Whether they were infiltrators or not, that is still being debated. But I did see, I did see the guy with the horns. He is a QAnon supporter. He's been around. He's been posting up in support of Trump. That when They ran in. He was leading the march. First of all, conservatives, you know, you can sit up there and say
I'm
that,
not conservative.
Okay, Trump supporter, whatever you want to be. I'm going to say it like this. What we saw were people acting a fool. They were out of control. They were rioting. They were hurting people. People got killed. A woman got stampeded. I mean, they just literally fell all over her until she died. So let's not condone that behavior. Let's not condone that behavior.
Let me ask you one question.
I was going to quickly say before you do, the whole whether these people are Antifa or Trump supporters, that's just going to come out because if you look at all the pictures and they're saying, hey, identify this person, people are going to identify these people and they'll be able to search your social media. So
it's already starting to come out.
Yeah, it's starting to come out already. All the videos, all of that. So if there are Antifa people involved or if these are all Trump people, we'll have a good idea with the number of at least public arrests they make from videos and pictures.
I mean, if I was on my computer, not my phone, I could literally pull up a video for BMT to show where you can see it looks like, I don't know whether I would assume they're Antifa because I would not see Trump supporters or MAGA protesters handing pipe bombs to police officers at the Capitol. And I have a video of that.
Now,
well, several people have already been named. If you follow like Tim Pool's channel, he's gone through that stuff already. So there are confirmations of agent provocateurs, bro.
Yeah, and that dude with the horns, that guy right there, he's also been linked at being at every Antifa rally that's been around. He's been linked at being at BLM rallies. He's been linked with everybody.
I mean, but some people listen, we can't pretend like some people don't like going to rallies. Well, if they know there's a BLM rally, we're gonna go there and preach. And there could be people that are for abortion.
I get that beat.
So people have to show up. Understand this. People have knowingly been jumping on camera saying, we came here to have a revolution. We came here to storm the Capitol.
That ain't what they went there for, most of them.
Oh, but if you participated, if you ran, that's like.
Look, one thing I will agree with what the one lady said, I don't know her name. I will agree with that there are some people that I do believe just got caught up in all the excitement and commotion.
Well, they can go to prison together. They'll just be going to prison together.
And that's the price they got to pay. But at the same time, like I said, look, man, you're talking to a guy who's been to multiple rallies. We've discussed this before. I am not going to accept the fact that there was no one there to counter protest these people.
That's fine.
That is the fact that you did not see no footage of any counter protester, and every other single rally or whatever all summer long, there were constant counter protesters to everything. And this one right here, it was just MAGA people. Come on.
You do know
actually
that right there.
I have friends who are Antifa. I have friends who are Antifa that basically said, hey, grab your Trump supporting stuff so you can blend in. I mean, the part of it is when you already know that these people that there were some people that were trying to instigate. When you know that there were people that were trying to instigate, when there were ads actively being placed for what we call them crisis actors. We have people who watch the sites for crisis actors, people that actually get paid to go and act a fool at different rallies. I don't care if it's a BLM rally. I don't care if it's a MAGA rally. There are people that are paid to be crisis actors.
I agree with that.
There were people who were brought in to instigate. My problem is, if you know it's going to happen, then why do you not prepare for that?
Do you think that a lot of these people, I mean, you got to understand, do you really think that a lot of these people knew what was going to happen? If they did, do you really think they would have brought their kids and shit with them? Most of these people are just dumb people from, dumb white boy, white women, white family bumpkins from the fucking country that wanted to show support for their nation.
Oh, hold on. I can't wait. Hold on. There are people that go to abortion prep rallies and have their baby stomp on doll baby head with fake blood and I've seen
dude.
People at pep rallies. We can't use.
Look, I understand what you're saying.
That's
what
the
I'm trying
difference
to
between
get
the left and the right, bro. Right? That right there says everything about the left and the right. The right bring their kids out to save America, and the left brings their kids out to stomp on babies.
How are you bringing your
I
kids
don't
out?
make the rules. I'm just saying, trying to use the kid card doesn't really work in protesting.
Wait, how is this coming out to
But
save
what I'm
America?
saying is, most of these people that went there probably were ignorant and oblivious to what the inside shit, what was really being planned and staged. They probably didn't understand what was going on. That's why there's only really a couple dozen or so people that really stormed the Capitol that got inside.
Now I'm gonna say this. Now I'm gonna show you this. Have we ever seen in the civil rights movement? Have you ever heard of people bringing their kids to a civil rights march?
Martin Luther King said that he saw babies at civil rights marches.
No.
Kamala herself said she fell out her stroller and she said, "I want freedom."
Yes, she repeated the story that Martin Luther King Jr. wrote about.
No, she was there, bro. All right, I believe her. I'm a believer. She was there, goddammit.
She was there just like she was smoking weed, listening to Snoop and fucking Tupac in college,
all
right?
That shit. She was probably smoking in the stroller, listening to Snoop Dogg.
Nobody was walking their kid down to Birmingham. Nobody was walking their fucking kids to Birmingham.
I'm not saying all of them, BMT, but yes, you got to understand. Yes, during the civil rights movement, there were people that brought their kids to some of these rallies. That's just it happened.
My mother-in-law
did it happen at all of them?
My mother-in-law was 9 years old. Excuse me. My mother-in-law was 9 years old in Lexington, Kentucky, and they sent the children in to the diners, to the cafes, because they thought the police would not harm the kids. She has bite marks on her arms and her legs where the police attacked the children that they sent in to protest. So yes, there were times when they tried to use the children to protest, and the children paid the consequences.
You sent your children in there to let the police beat on them. Oh my God, that is so horrible.
That's what happened to my mother-in-law when she was 9 years old. I think that's what warped her mind. But that did happen. It did happen. Yeah, children were sent in.
This is why most of the civilized world doesn't like, child soldiers. But okay.
Hey, you brought your kid there. You got a prize. Pepper spray. I think the thing about it that we can all learn from this is, hey, you try to save the world with the super kids, and it didn't turn out too well. I think so all these people will most likely be getting federal charges. I don't know what they'll do to the kids. Probably put them in CPS or foster care, some shit like that. But we definitely know that there will be repercussions for all these. So they won't be, like I said, again, these people did not care for their safety. They done thrown that shit to the wind. That shit definitely happened.
Let me say this, BMT. I am absolutely thankful that you were able to talk me out of my my rants and my attempt to want to go try and be a part of that shit too, because you know that I was all about it as well. Because the one thing I will say is what we should have all learned by this is, in order to fix this country, you don't start with trying to take out the top motherfucking echelon of it. You start with your own community. You start by getting involved in local politics. You start with taking your own city councils back, your own mayor's office back, your own police department back, and then move to the state.
Voting.
Huh?
You gotta be careful how you say, taking it back. Nowadays, they look at it like, are you talking about taking the mayor off?
My bad. Everybody needs to get involved in local politics now that's at the age to where they understand local politics, and they need to throw their hat in the ring and do things to make positive change for their community first, and then make positive change for the state next. And then when we can get all the states on a positive level, Then we go and we try and positively change the federal government.
Words mean things nowadays on social media. Y'all got to understand when we're looking at right now, we're seeing protesters overcome the Capitol building. Again, y'all seen this? They took the stairs. I think that somebody got trampled over. That's the rioting gear being used to break through the windows. That's the rioting gear being used to break through the windows. To take that, and they're using sticks, construction gear, whatever can be used to actually break the stuff. Right here, this is them right here fighting the security inside, even swinging on them. Some of them were women getting punched, taking blows, and breaking up the doors. I don't know what part of peaceful there was, but listen. Maybe it was at the bathroom stalls. Maybe it was at the goddamn latrines. Maybe it was at the goddamn diner. But after that,
98% of it was peaceful. This is the 2% we're looking at.
That's the 2%. Goddamn, what was 2%?
Yeah.
I mean,
listen, the 2%, the whole Capitol was surrounded by fire last month, but it was 98% peaceful. So, that was the 2%.
Oh, okay. So this was the 2%. Between all that, the elected officials, hey, I tell people, y'all tried. The peasants tried to take the kingdom and failed. And best believe the Tiberius and all them, they will be clapping back at y'all really soon. Like they're not gonna stop. I wish y'all all the best. I wish y'all all the best of luck. I know David's gonna have his words to say about the peasants versus the king. Will it be a witch hunt? I think it's fair to say that we all understand. Yes, it will be a witch hunt. There's no getting around. There's no getting around on that. They've already started it, releasing the hounds. I will tell you right now, watch what y'all put on social media. I'm just being real. Watch what y'all put on social media. That can be used against you in the court of the world court. It will be used against you. Watch what you say on social media. Y'all don't believe me? Hey, it's hard to get out of this shit. It is hard. Like I said, I know Hoodservative. He's a bleeding hard Hoodservative, and so is Trailer. Trailer is a bleeding hard constitutionalist. You know what I'm saying? This is the new world that we live in. You know what I'm saying? Your actions could mean well, but can be held against you. The people that fought the Revolutionary War, a lot of them after the war were sentenced to death or they were put down. Just was what it was. So y'all understand, I don't think people understand how war works. After combat, soldiers don't come back the same. They lose a part of their soul or a part of their mind at the end of the war. So I understood this, and I understand that a war, nobody gets to walk out unscathed. You're stupid or a fool to believe that. I lost a part of my soul a long time ago. Good luck to anybody else. If you do know of any terroristic acts, please report it. If you are part of any terroristic act, I wish you Godspeed on whatever you do from here on. I would ask you, hey, don't get your family involved or use your children, even though some of y'all probably will be that, and use your babies as shields, pieces of shit. But hey, best believe I'll see you guys later on BMT. Peace. Y'all have a good night.